So, guess this is becoming a thing now. Greetings, geeks and geek girls. It is me. I am back for Big Little Lies. And yes, again, we are on the floor if you follow my Swamp Thing review. Just to explain it, in case you don't, I was tired of all my videos being like slightly off. So this was the best way that I thought that I could resolve it without having to do the whole setting up the chair and everything that I used to do a while ago. But anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here to hear my thoughts on this week's review, this week's episode of Big Little Lies, which, oh boy. And also, I'm going to go into detail talking about each character and what they went through. So, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen the episode, go watch it, then come back and tell me what you think. Comments down below. I always split this up into the main characters. So, first, let's talk about Jane. Jane has two things going on in this episode. One is a little kid was picking on Ziggy, calling his father, saying that his father was a rapist, which is true, but that's not something that you should say to a little kid. And that Ziggy was a mistake, which is kind of true, but it's something that you shouldn't tell a kid. And he was just being a little dick about it. Or I guess for a kid you just say a-hole, little a-hole about it. So his brothers came in to help him. And then it took a turn when they all started beating on the kid. So, yeah, good for you for standing up for yourself, but they clearly show that the kids went a little too far. And not only that, but then when talking about it and talking about the whole situation, things get even further messed up when Ziggy actually starts asking if he'll become like his father. Which is like, But with her other story though, Ziggy in the same conversation talks about how he likes her new boyfriend. So this kind of gives Jane the courage to actually like send Ziggy away so that she can have a moment alone with her boyfriend where they can try to have some intimate time together for the first time. But as they're starting to make out and everything, he starts to touch her and she gets flooded with all these emotions, and so she has to stop. And so she's just like, when is this going to end? Which unfortunately with situations like that, it's a long haul. Maybe she should talk to somebody about it. But anyway, that's her story. Let's talk about Madeline's story. Madeline's story is that her and Ed go to that retreat that she suggested, but it's really crappy. And it's clear, even though Ed is saying some things that are facts and are making sense about their relationship and how she chose him, he kind of still fails to see that she actually do really love him and wants to keep this thing together. And I think he does too, but he's also feeling hurt, so he's lashing out, being kind of a dick in his own right. But Things are about to get a little even more complicated there because looks like Ed is about to do some adultering of his own. With the well-endowed woman that we saw earlier this season. Didn't know the best way to say that. So that's their story, and so that's just probably set up for bigger stories like Ed cheating and stuff. Then, talk about Renata. Renata, her story is more about her imploding more and things really like hitting her. Like her Powerful Women article thing that she was going to be part of, that got pulled because of the bankruptcy. So that's another thing in her life that was ruined by the bankruptcy. And then also, she tries to step in and is like, well, I'm losing all the money and I'm losing all my power, but I still want to show that I have some power. So I'm going to help my friend out by getting her evil mother-in-law to come over for tea, and I'll try to school her and get her to drop the case. But being the fact that she's going up against Meryl Streep, her character at least, she kind of schools her and pegs all of her psychological insecurities, and so Renata is brought back down. Because Mary Elizabeth knows how to call people and their insecurities. Then, speaking of Mary Elizabeth, let's talk about her and Celeste's story. Now, this is more like getting into like the actual court case, and Celeste is getting frustrated because Mary Elizabeth is doing her typical shit of pulling out heartstrings and stuff, and Celeste is getting mad because her lawyer isn't doing anything about it, but her lawyer is trying to reassure her that we have a smart judge and the judge knows that it's a ploy, so the best thing that we could do is shut our mouth and be respectful and not try to go for those blows. But Celeste is not seeing it. There are two people, from what I've seen on the show, there are only two people in this world, well, one currently, who can get under her skin. Perry and Perry's mom. And Perry's mom is really getting under her skin in this episode. So, that was basically hers. Also, come to find out, in the lawsuit, all 5 of the women are going to be called to stand, and they're wondering if they should finally tell the truth about what happened. And speaking about people involved in what happened, let's talk about Bonnie. Bonnie's story is mainly with her mom. We find out more that it looks like her mom might have been abusive towards her when she was younger, because we get some like talks with her and her dad, and it seems like the mom was abusing her as a child. And then things get more interesting when Bonnie finally gets to hear her mom say words to her. And what does she say? The title of the episode, Kill Me. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. I mean, I get it, she's probably in pain, but wow. But anyway, that was the episode. Really good character stuff, but I think most of it was just set up for things to come and insight into some of the characters, like the kids. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that with Celeste we had this scene where it looked like Celeste was trying to coach her kids on what to say when the psychologist talks to them. But in the end, I think she turned it around to only semi-coaching them. Which is like, you don't need to lie for me. You just need to tell the truth. And tell the truth that you want to stay here with mommy. So, kinda coaching? A little bit? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. But next time you see me will be for Eureka, which I will be watching almost as soon as I click off here. But thank you guys for what? Did I just say Eureka? I meant Euphoria. Baka. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Till next time and beyond. Really? Euphoria, Eureka. Those shows couldn't be any more different if they tried.